guys, welcome, Hadna here again, and we are back to supposedly wonderful future. Um, and we are going to for the act 4, I believe. So let's continue. And why do we sleep? Science still hasn't found an answer to this question. And so okay, let's see. We are going for the act 4. Chapter 4. Whoa. We have woke up in a different way this time. Hello, anyone? There is no answer. Okay, Jackie. Is this another one of your no briefing, come and punch you in the face problems? There is no answer. The element of surprise is lost, you know. It's clear that I left to wander around the area until I accidentally do whatever it is you want me to do. I just say nothing. Let's look at this picture here. There seems children playing. This one is running away from this one because they are playing. It seems so. These people here, they are cleaning or washing something. Okay. It's in a rural area. Hello? Is somebody else here? Who's that? Oh, indeed. I don't seem to remember. What about you? Name's Michael. Pleased to meet you. Likewise. I'm sorry, but where are you? I hear your voice, but there is nobody around. All I see is some table with photos of frames on it. That's what I see as well. So we are looking at the same thing? Well, that's reassuring. Where are we exactly? No idea. It's crazy. It's kind of hazy. What do you think? Well, I have a number of explanations. All of them are equally improbable. Yeah, hey, do you mind if I keep quiet for a bit? It just feels like I'm forgetting something very important. Something besides my identity, I mean. Alright. Let's look at this one. Oh, this one is moving. Hey, look, the images are moving, sort of. What? Oh, that's nice. Are these yours? Mine? Why will they be mine? Well, they are not mine. And there are only 2 of us here, so... But I'm not the one with the memory problems, remember? That's true. Still, none of these views ring any bells. Are you sure? A closer look won't hurt. I guess you're right. Just give me a moment, okay? Yeah, this seems a girl looking at something. Maybe for the view. Oh, this is from a street. Cars moving. Buildings around a coffee or a restaurant. So, it's a street. I see that, but not much else. Really? It's so photoshopped I can barely tell. There's a street going from left to right, see? Cars are moving. There's also a person crossing the street in the back, but it's a bit hard to discern. Oh yeah, I get it now. It's starting to feel familiar, but I probably just need a bit more time. That's fine, take long as necessary. This one moves? Oh yeah, this one moves. Yeah. How about this one? No, nothing yet. It feels so close, but I can't grasp it, sorry. R.V. Martin. There is a name here. R.V. Martin. Is it yours? R.V. Martin? Not sure. I like how it sounds, but whatever, it's just a name. You can call me as such as if you want. Let's look at the pictures again. Wait, I think I remember this street. It's the one I see every morning on my way to work, or used to see anyway. So these are your photos after all. I think so, yes. I take this road when I go to the office, walking I mean. I live close by. It's only takes 17 minutes to get there from my apartment. It's convenient to live near your work. Go on. It may not look much, but it's a pretty crowded place. It's this street. A lot of people are using it. It may... okay. Some faces I recognize. They walk down the street all the time, just like me. A bald guy uses the same zebra crossing every morning. We look each other in the eyes, but on a smile and nod. We never talk though. There's nothing to talk about. Sometimes I look around. There's a pleasant smell coming from a nearby bakery, but I've never been there. I'm never angry when I see it. There's a bike in front of the entrance. It always stands there without fail. There is a farmer's market to the right, but it's open only on Fridays. I don't have time to visit it. Keep it coming. You remember all this just by looking at one frame? Yes, surprisingly enough. I guess these images are really important to me in some way. Well, keep it coming. Once in a while, I look at the sky. It goes through a nice variety of colors, but I've already seen them all. If there are clouds, I try to find funny shapes. One day I was watching a cloud and bumped into an old lady, but she just smiled. People are polite here. They never scold you for not paying attention. Mostly though, I just look at my feet, at the shows in shadows, at the fallen leaves, at the patterns in the pavement. I try not to step on cracks or seams. I feel uncomfortable when I do that. When I get to the office, I chat with my colleagues. Some of them live pretty far away. They need to drive for a full hour. They tell me how their car kept slowing down for no reason. They tell me about a traffic jam at the corner of such and such. I'm very lucky to live so close to work. You don't sound lucky. What's that? 1440 minutes in a day. 4020 minutes to sleep, 5 minutes to get up, 6 minutes to brush teeth, 15 minutes to take a shower, 30 minutes to have breakfast, 10 minutes to get dressed, 17 minutes to walk down the street, 5 minutes to check in at the office, 300 minutes to work, 40 minutes to have lunch, 300 minutes to work again, 5 minutes to check out. You are one precise dude. Yeah, tell me about it. It's numbers, algorithm, quantifying. They help to occupy the mind, but they don't have meaning. No meaning is found elsewhere. 15 minutes to walk back, 30 minutes to shop, 60 minutes for dinner, 60 minutes to sit lost in thoughts, 120 minutes to use VR. Yes, those are nice. 25 minutes, 120 minutes. The rest of them, not so much. I suppose I can relate to that. Thanks. Do you want to look at the other frames? I think it's starting to come back to me. The rest of the memories should be much better. So let's just look at this one. Of course, yes. I know who she is now. It was pretty embarrassing not to recognize your own wife. Oh dear, is there a love story coming up? Yeah, I probably won't say anything you haven't heard before, but it's my love story. I am certain of that now, so it's dear to me. I hope you understand. We were both students at the time. I met her in a lecture hall. Surface integrals. An introductory calculus course. Oh, not the curse. Man, she was jotting down those notes like nobody's business. I asked to explain a few formulas, so she did. She always understood things better than me, in class and in life alike. So she's smart. Oh yeah, she was so much more than just smart. Kinda compassionate, confident, honest, funny, witty, wise. She shared life like I thought it wasn't even possible. She was my favorite person in the whole wide world. Was? Still is. At least I think so. I can't put any of these into a wider context yet, sorry. Go on. We talked for a bit after that, and the next time after that as well. I was so transfixed. I even forgot to be shy and asked her out almost immediately. She said yes. Apparently, I was the first guy at the university to approach her. Guess she was a bit intimidating, always furiously writing down everything teacher said. We started dating. 6 months later, I proposed. 2 months after, we were married. Whoa, pretty snappy. There was a wonderful something about it all. A nagging feeling that stuff might fall apart at any moment. The one I'd lived with for years was gone now. I was so certain the events were unfolding as they were supposed to. It felt almost spiritual. Must be a side effect of that thing they call love. We still awaited a bit with our honeymoon, though didn't go until after graduation. And this framed the pact's a part of that honeymoon. I take it, yep. Yep, one of the many beautiful views we saw during it. She was always the best part of any view, as you can imagine. We had the craziest honeymoon our money could buy. Traveled all around the world. It was our act of rebellion against looming adult responsibilities. I mean, we could get a house with this sum. Well, not an entire house, but pay a deposit and have enough left for furniture and home improvements, but a house is just stuff. Stuff breaks and falls apart. Even before you do. Memories, however, good memories are for life. We roamed around Europe, Asia, and both Americas. We put love locks on as many bridges as we could find, took every ride in every amusing park we could get in. We looked down at the world from Burj Khalifa, Eiffel Tower, and Peter's Dome. We saw northern light and floating lanterns, went diving and skydiving. We fooled around in a swimming pool that was 55 floors above the ground. We shouted the names of our favorite ice cream flavors from the mountain's top. It was glorious, silly, and absolutely unforgettable. I think I'm getting jealous. I am an extremely lucky guy, aren't I? In fact, I felt so lucky I couldn't believe my own happiness and kept nagging her with questions through the trip. She always had the best answers, of course. I'd say, "You are my teacher. Why did you decide to teach me everything about life?" And she'd say, "A teacher always learns as much as her students." I'd say, "You are my perfection. There is no way I look as perfect to you as you look to me." And she'd say, "You have no idea." And here, as we leaned on the balcony's railing, I said another thing. "You are my angel. What did I actually do to deserve you?" It didn't even sound like a question this time, really, more like a thought said out loud, an idly musing on God's mysterious ways. But she responded anyway. What did she say? "You exist. That's enough." Wow, so beautiful. My, how could I forget this little neighborhood? My entire childhood happened here. It was my home. Must have been one shepherd district. Well, when the images are already ingrained in your mind, all you need is a little trigger. Then again, there isn't anything grand here to see. I was a slum kid, the kind who doesn't always get enough food and water, let alone computers or toys. Born into absolute poverty and faced with a good chance to remain it for life. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. Even if it wasn't pleasant, it's still part of my life. Besides, I didn't remain, or we won't be having this conversation, right? Was it as bad as they say? Depends on what you mean, they. Was it a place of endless despair and misery? A ghetto for the poor, where all hope is lost and nothing left to do except slowly fade away while cursing the unjust world? No, but it was a damn hard nonetheless. The conditions were horrible, that's for sure. Contaminated water, open drains, lack of basic sanitation and utilities, perfect breeding ground for life-threatening diseases. Little kids were in the biggest danger. Human body needs a lot of care before it can poverty face Mother Nature's challenges. Some never made it to that point. How sad. It was sad. There's no going around it. But in the end, people coped the best they could. As we grow older, the chances of survival increased. Yet the challenges were only starting. The exhaustion thing about poverty is the sheer amount of planning and thinking you need, even for the most trivial activities. Bathing, washing, cooking all felt like hard, stressful work. And not everyone is prepared to do hard work. Crime was frequent, suicides not usual. Not unusual. When you are packed so tight, you are bumping into people in your sleep. The actions of others have more obvious and more immediate impact. If family and neighbors support you, life is worth living. If they are just waiting for a chance to backstab you, it's hard to stay optimistic. So, what was more... Okay, go on. Ironically enough, one of the hardest parts were steady reminders about those who had better. It might have been easier if we were, indeed, a sealed-off ghetto, oblivious to the possibilities that lie outside. If this was the only life we knew, but the world was already too interconnected, too fluid for that. Every once in a while, a different kind of people would appear, clean, well-dressed, with gadgets in their pockets. They'd bring books. They'd tell us about homes and private toilets and big bathrooms. They created ripples in the little boy's smooth thoughts. Some charity funded a local education project, and for the first time in slum history, children could go to a proper school for free. Classes quickly became the time when I most felt alive. History, science, English, math, I devoured them all. Local drug dealers lost a potential client forever. I already had all the high I need. Yeah, learning is awesome. One day, a large group of volunteers arrived, well-fed, educated 20-somethings, eager to fight injustice. I talked to them and found more common than I ever hoped for. I saw it in their eyes, the same hunger, the yearning for perspective, knowledge, and experience. Somewhere there our goal was born. I couldn't live like this anymore. I had to escape, and you did. Yes, not everyone felt the same, mind you. Many were happy to use their fleshly gained skills on the spot. My sister, she wanted to open a sewing business, make cheaper cloth, help the local families. She was always the more social one, the less anxious one. As for me, the slums were no longer enough. Education was the only ticket out, so I kept studying. I graduated top of the class, took every test and entrance exam I knew about, and managed to snatch a place in a tuition-free university abroad. I packed my bag. There wasn't much to take anyway. I left. Yet you still think about the place. Yes, I thought I'd never look back, and for many years that was the case. I was too busy working, but now, as I sit alone in the comfort of my apartment, I sometimes do. I recall my childhood memories, good parts, more than the bad parts. I feel a strange sense of affection, get nostalgic even. And I go to the bathroom, turn the shower on, and watch in a hallway a clean water pours out of every little hole. And I wonder, do you need to have my background to do these sort of things? Did I really have to spend my childhood playing near raw sewage to appreciate the full beauty of clear running water? I don't know, probably not, but it helped. It sure helped. Yes, I think so. Hey, look, 2 more frames have activated. Yeah, I noticed. This seems familiar as well. Okay, let's look at this one. Oh, it seems a beach. Have you even been to the sea when you were a kid? Yeah, a number of times actually. I have never lived anywhere near the sea or the ocean myself, except for that one time when my parents and I went for a holiday to a seaside hotel. Even then, we never actually went to the beach. They were more interested to hang out near the bar, where you could always get free refill for your beer. Uh, yeah, I still have no idea where we got the money. Maybe we won the lottery and spent everything on one trip in a haze of sudden excitement. Poor people aren't very good at big financial decisions. They think too much about tomorrow to look further ahead. I suppose endless is hard to resist. It's even better when a hotel has a children's club where you can drop your kid off. So typical. One day, however, the club decided to go to the beach. We left the hotel's grounds, walked 20 minutes down the road, and then I saw something I'd never seen before. Water, clean, beautiful water, as far as the eye could see. Waves gently brushing the sand, the sound, the smell, the feeling. I remember standing there, ankle deep in the water, and saying, "Oh my God, this is so cool." Yeah, kids are easily impressed. And I sat down and noticed that the sand wasn't actually sand, but countless tiny pebbles, all different in shape and size. Yeah, that's pretty insightful. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure how long I sat there, mesmerized by the sea. Probably not long. Children aren't exactly known for their impressive attention span, but to this day, I look back and think how full, how complete this experience was. I mean, my parents were there at the bar drinking beer, and I didn't even know what beer was. I just knew it was something complicated, something that people created specifically for their enjoyment, yet I always wanted to refill. Yeah, I think so. It's him and his little sister. I asked the weekend from some other time when we were already a family of 4. Yeah, good for you. It took some time to get there. Planning things, moving things, buying things, marriage paperwork, mortgage paperwork, adoption paperwork. Both of our children were adopted, you see. Did your wife have... Yeah. No, as far as I know, we were both fertile and healthy. It was simply our choice. Ah, okay. That's a noble thing to do. Yeah, maybe, but you don't get any concessions from the universe for it. In the end, the challenges and troubles are the same. For a while it wasn't going well. My wife was busy teaching and writing. I was at work all the time. Yeah, I remember your strict schedule. Even when I was at home, we barely talked. I thought we were good at conversations, that she was the only person who could understand my every word. But the silence poisonous. Love's vote was as smashed against the daily grind, huh? Something like that. Thankfully, none of these applied to our children. No, our children were too busy exploring the world, finding excitement in everything, like only children can. That's adorable. is such an interesting invention, family. You choose a person among millions of total strangers and you make a vow to become something more. I thought it was an illusion, a white lie we tell ourselves to distract from the fact that we all die alone. And I thought I was just going through the motions, doing what society expected. But here, as we watched them play, I locked eyes with my wife and something clicked. We made this happen. This little scene, it was the most natural thing in the universe. We created this family, and with it brought a little more joy to this world. Yeah, that's one way to look at things. I smiled, she smiled back. We spent a long time in our living room that evening, just sitting in each other's embrace. The silence remained, but the poison was gone. It was no longer a silence of strangers. I see. How about your parents? Are they still around? Yeah, sure. My folks are the best. That's awesome. Sadly, mine weren't near as good. Even when I was little, they were doing a pretty poor job. During my teen years, screaming and fighting became commonplace. Oh, I see. Oh man, I got married. When they first heard about my wife, our children were already going to school. Any particular reason for that? Mostly stupid. Pretty things piling up with time. They weren't abusive, addicts, or anything, just bad at parenting. I see. As years went by, however, we started to get in touch more frequently. Age had mellowed us, Hull, I suppose, made more willing to compromise and value existing relationships, even if they were far from perfect. Wise choice, family is important. Soon enough, we were visiting each other every weekend. It's not like we magically turned into exemplary relatives. It felt forced and strained in the beginning. I see. They were starting to be accustomed with the idea of going and coming. I remember one day in particular, a golden moment, if you will. It was late November, but my parents were already set for Christmas, determined to give their grandchildren a full month of holiday cheer. And here he goes again. Literally, my wife and I went out for 30 minutes to get food. Good stuff. And the best part, it wasn't your typical kind, but clueless old folk stuff. My daughter was talking about this new video game, and my dad knew all about it, because he actually played it. She mentioned it the week before, so he did his homework. Hey, a gray-haired grandpa. The gap between generations just didn't exist there. That's cool. And besides them, they were both pushing 20s. That's pretty cool, huh? You can't possibly be mad at someone who's 80. You just feel this sheer respect for all the experience they had. A lot of people never make it. That's amazing. Well, as fate would have it, they both died within a year of that day. You went first, a little while after even having a stroke. Well, I'm sorry. She, however, had a more smooth transition. Dementia was catching up, but there were good days, just there were bad ones. One day stood out above all, a day of almost perfect clarity, a day when a senile old woman was free. A golden moment, yeah, didn't you say your kids were adopted? You're right, I did. Guess her clarity wasn't as perfect as I imagined. What the hell is this? A forgotten tragedy. In April 2036. Oh my god, 10 million, that's insane. It's just aesthetic now. A price we had to pay. Oh my god. Or more precisely, a lot of people did, but for a very different reason. It should have been a flyby close enough to be seen with the naked eye. Oh man. And even then, what were the chances? 3/4 of the planet's surface is water. I don't know who had it worse. Those who were burned to death within seconds, those who slowly died under the rubble. Where did this happen? Which city? It doesn't have a name anymore. The details were lost in decades of different events. In the end, the whole world keeps going. The sun still shines, the rain still falls. Yep, that's true. That's the only way forward. That's how it's always been. But I don't want to forget. I refuse to forget. I'm tired of these detachments. These 10 million, they were people, every single one of them. So many goals never achieved, so many feelings never felt. Well, it's not your fault. You don't have to torture yourself. It's not torture. And you just maybe it's a little help. There is something I can do that is in my power. Well, we can't expect to do everything yourself. There are things you can't command in life. You can't control. Oh yeah, this one is gonna be good. Also. Well, let's just say there is time to get out contemplative about life, and then there is time to simply enjoy it. And as much as I lean towards the former, this is the latter. This, dear friend, is my anniversary graduation party. I mean, sure, they start with a fancy pants ceremony where old geezers give you priceless advice about goals and plans and dreams and blah blah blah, but that's a snooze fest. Everyone's waiting for the real deal that happens after, and boy, does the real deal deliver. First order of business, a lap of honor around dorms in our rocket refrigerator. Sounds dangerous. Don't worry, there are hard hats for protection, and the speed is within safety limits. Rockets, engineering degree in real life, am I right? Part 2, a pub crawl. That's fun, I guess. Yeah, it was a bit more fun than we could handle. Even the toughest of us decided to stop after 10. Part 3, games. I love this part. Yeah. Wondering why. Part 4, dance club. Yeah, I like this one too, because at this point even the most self-conscious folks are ready to let it go. Sounds like one hell of a party. It sure was. Then again, it wasn't about the activities, it's the day itself that was magical. Try not to lose that feeling. I do my best, believe me. I do my very best. Anyway, I think there are supposed to be parts 5 and 6, but nobody ever made this far. Oh, so they ended up for the 4th part. A large pizza can feed a family of 4. Job market is still struggling, I take it. I think I heard different variations of it. Oh, please. Not to worry, I have more. Why did the student throw a watch out of the window? You wanted to see time fly. Oh, and this one is good too. Why did the skeleton miss the dance party? I can't see how it starts so far after 10 prints. After 10 pins, my friend. It sounds hilarious, I have to admit, though. At last, that last joke irked me a bit back at the time. I mean, the guy who told it clearly didn't have such problems. He was preparing to marry the hottest sweetheart on campus. Wait a second, single? Yeah, I wasn't married at the time. Did you assume I was? You mean this part happens before the one with your wife? Well, sure, I mean, that must be the case, because, so you don't really know. Of course I know. Every frame we looked at. I told you everything, and this is the last one. I remembered all there was to remember, right? Don't ask me, this is your life. Wait, I know. This must be a different university altogether. I wonder. There is nothing to worry about, I promise. Hmm. Let's look at the book now. Oh, what's this? A bonus memory? No idea, I don't think it should be here. Let's ignore it. Sorry, buddy, it's too late to turn back now. But there is even a sound this time. Here, these people are having a conversation. Mr. Martin, can you hear me? Mr. Martin? Not sure I like how it sounds, but whatever. It's just a name. It's not a name, it's the name, your real name. Are you aware of your addiction to virtual reality, Mr. Martin? Oh my god, seriously? Did he just mix his virtual life with his real life? His reality? Addiction is such a dirty word. We are all addicted to something. Oh, I didn't mean it to sound negative. I just that your situation is pretty unique. It seems that you have been using it so intentionally. You have managed to fool your own brain. Yeah, I think I see where this is going. You don't just relate to the characters of fictional stories. You are the characters. Oh my god. So, you believe this serious life-threatening condition? Okay. Life plus... Wait, is this real world? I thought I managed to drop it for good. How come I am aware of this conversation? Oh my god. So, Martin is the guy who was telling us about all his life, but surprisingly enough, he mixed his own life with his virtual life, so he doesn't know anymore which one is real or which one is not. Mr. Martin, you are spending 22 hours a day with your VR headgear on. For the rest of the time, you are wandering around like a zombie, eating food, drinking water, relieving yourself, all well with being barely aware of your surroundings. Actually, no, your brain is clearly suffering. Oh god. Well, at first his life was pretty cool, but now it seems like, well, if he was spending 22 hours a day, well, if we just make some basic methods, a day has 24 hours, so that means everything he told us about nothing was real. Maybe his childhood, maybe his only childhood to a certain point was real. Mr. Martin, please what? You don't get to decide how I live my life. It's my choice, you hear me? Your choice is unreasonable. Oh my god, I will not return to the real world. I'd rather go out with a bang. Whatever the time I have left, I'll take it. Oh my god, was this real life? Well, yeah. If he just was born in a poor place, if he was after that having a very bad time, well, that's a reasonable, it's not reasonable, but it's understandable why he was using VR all the time. I want you to leave me alone. You have our word. Okay. You lied to him. I didn't. I simply confirmed there is a chance. Yeah, right. There's also a chance that aliens are hiding among us. Well, there is. Whether it's high or low is a whole different matter. His brain can take another 3-4 months of this. Look, what you want from me. It's not my fault higher ups are pushing for this experiment. Okay, so yeah, that's cool. Oh my god, I remember now. I remember everything. Wait, what? But I don't want to. Why? Why did I have to remember? Look, No, no, no. Go away, I want to help. I don't want to hear it. You people say anything to get your way. I'm just a part of your to-do list, am I? A small item across. I'm not who you think I am. Well, who else can you be? No, I'm here to guide you. The decision will be yours. I'm not lying. I'm not even part of Life Plus. We will get to the bottom of this. I don't believe you. Look, I know we can't see each other, but don't you hear my voice? Don't you notice any genuine emotions in it? Why would I put such an elaborate hat? Don't make me laugh. But I can. That's the point. That's why they sent me here. Are you saying that you're like me? You use VR so much your mind can't tell the difference? No, the opposite. Save for a simple conversation yesterday, I have never tried VR in my life. That might make you susceptible. We are both extremes. Damn. Please go away, I just want to be left alone with my memories. I'm just trying to understand. I don't recommend it. I have been trying to understand today too, and look where it got me. So none of this has happened to your life? Yeah, no, nothing happens to me. Your childhood in slums, your crazy honeymoon. The streets is real. The streets are... Yes, you mentioned that before. Whoa. But it's not healthy. Are you sure that remembering the same scenes over and over again is better? But that's the point. That's a pretty extreme form of escaping. Can't you do it? I know real life can be a chore, but is this place really worth it? How emotional, how fulfilling they are. I felt they were all over the place. Finally, but that's pretty extreme. But these memories, some of them are just sad. I don't mind sad. You can't run away from your problems. And why the heck not? That's a pretty extreme form of escaping. And so you did escape completely. I wish nothing would be wrong, but we both heard the last recording. We know about your situation. That's what Life Plays like. We can't disregard it either. How can there be no problem? Can't you recognize your own symptoms? I think you know that's not the case. We just refuse to acknowledge it. To search for balance, of course. You can probably have your 120 minutes back. If you believe Life Plus, you know that's not true. Damn. Have you considered my points? Will you leave now? No, sorry, but I won't. Do you not respect my choice? I do, but I respect your life even more. I'm not killing myself. Then there is no choice to be made at all. Only a realization to have. That you have a responsibility to live. To whom? To your real family and relatives. That's not nonsense. That's life. Oh my god, I don't want to look close enough. But your time here is so short. No, please stop, I can't. I don't want to die. I can't go back either. Yes, you can. It's scary, I forgot how to walk. You'll figure it out. The brain adapts, remember? I don't want to take the same street again. Then walk different roads. Take a bus. Oh god, plug me out now. Whatever you need to give me. Medicine, drugs, brain surgery. Just do it. Quickly, before I change my mind. Yeah, can we save him? Oh, RV? I guess they responded to his request. I should probably send no for extraction too. Did we save him? Well, let's just see then with colors. Oh no, we can't. Alright, Jackie, take me out. Oh my god. Hey, Michael. You are just impossible, you know that? Hey, I'm fully aware of that, thank you. I hope you understand why this was necessary. Yes, you wanted me to have a similar experience. Exactly. To learn that somebody is living inside a virtual reality is one thing, but to try it yourself to understand. But why is an easy part? I'm more interested in how. Ah yes, I wasn't sure it would work, but I'm glad it did. Nothing of sort. All you did was quietly put a VR set on your head at night. Your brain did the rest. You fell asleep in the real world. It assumed you woke up in the real world as well. Oh, a brain can be fooled this easily, huh? It happens very rarely, mind you. It has yet to be properly studied, but it's a thing. Other recognized factors include feeling physically or emotionally tired. So even my exhaustion is an opportunity to you. A good manager should see absolutely everything as an opportunity. What if it hadn't worked? Then we won't explain the situation to you and proceed to into VR conventionally. Okay, cool. Yeah, you snuck into my room at night just like that. Yep. Weren't you afraid to wake me up? Of course. The whole experiment is relying on our little nighty time shtick. We didn't even know how much of a sensitive sleeper you were. What about Mr. Martin? Did he trick himself in a similar way? Sort of. His case was more like continuous deterioration than sudden confusion. Okay. Does he live alone? Yes, he was raised in an orphanage. How did you know that something was wrong with him? Yeah, online history, yep. You mean he wasn't sleeping at all? I think he was trying to sleep as little as possible. The asteroid part. It was estimated decades ago. I see. What about what's the deal with the special effects? Just a little something to enhance the experience. And did he cooperate after that conversation? Yes, and it was very helpful. We couldn't have constructed the simulation without him. True. Yeah, you tricked him to accept. Shouldn't he have run out of food? It's all automated these days. You can program your fridge to never run out of ingredients. Ah, cool. What time to be a shut-in? It's a legitimate problem that's never really got solved. Social uncertainty. What about the part where his brain was suffering? What do you think? Well, I won't put it past you to lie, but I don't see any reason to do so. It is. This was the conclusion of our best medical professionals. So you wanted me to bring him back to the real world, and you succeeded. Thanks to you, his life doesn't have to end now. He has many more years of experience ahead. Yeah, I wonder about it myself. It's peculiar, isn't it? All this man wanted is to squeeze more meaning out of his days. Too slow is not the main reason. Still, I can't help but put this situation into a broader context. I would at least consider the possibility. Reality is subject anyway, right? That's a good point. What happens to Mr. Marty now? We keep helping him. Okay, so we shall consider problem solved then. Yeah. I still have one more thing for me, don't you? Actually, I was about to mention that. I won't be your manager tomorrow. Alright, you did something like that earlier. You don't have to worry about it for now though. Right now, we are due for some downtime. Yeah, so tomorrow it's our last day, I believe. Not even close. Okay, guys, um, we are going to explore the next act on the next episode, and we are going to try to convince Martin not to take our help on the next video as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. See you next time. Peace out.